All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are y'all doing? This is breaking news, RYC Praise News. We're sitting down with none other. If y'all do not know this man, I don't know what y'all been doing for the past, let me see how long I've known this brother, for the past at least 6 years, about 5 or 6 years or so. So, hey, but if y'all don't know, I don't know, but hey, we're here to introduce you to my man, J.Kells. What's up, brother?
What's happening? What up, bro? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm just lifting this weight. I'm just pushing this weight.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Push that weight, man. I've been pushing that weight like it's weight.
Oh, man. For those of y'all don't know, the brother got an album out. He has an EP out. He has a project out called Weight, and the brother been pushing that weight. So, man, let's jump into that project real quick, man, and we'll talk about some other things, of course. But let's jump into the project. Let the folks know how that's been going. I mean, because you're a real energetic dude, and I love your marketing, man. I love how you be getting stuff out there and getting stuff done. So let the folks know a little bit about it.
Man, first off, I definitely appreciate you, bro. Yeah, we've been kicking it for a minute now, man. You always support, man. I appreciate that, man, even beyond the music, man. Always checking on me and the fam and everything, and myself likewise with you, man. So I definitely appreciate that, man. Honestly, man, I'm going to be real with y'all, bro. I love being in the house, first off. I'm a homebody, and my son gets it from me. So it's crazy, but when I get a microphone in front of me or I get an audience, it's like I just come alive, man. That's why I just come alive, and God embed that in me, I guess. You know, when I'm at home, I'm chilling. I don't really enjoy, I would say, going out to, like, events and stuff like that. But when I get there and when I get on the stage, man, I just come alive, bro, for real. And, you know, I guess I learned over the years how to turn that switch on and off, you know, when I need to, as far as promoting and other things that I got going on, man. But the response has been overwhelming for the album, man. I got but I can't tell y'all everything, but I got gospel music industry people, I got secular industry people, Christians, non-Christians. Everybody's loving the EP. Everybody's got their favorite track. Man, and it's just doing well, man. It's just a blessing to know that, you know, I've been doing this for so long, and there's people that are still supporting, man, and people still interested in what I have to say and what I got going on. And I pretty much decided, man, on this one, I was going to be a little more transparent than others. You know, I pretty much had 1 or 2 tracks on a lot of my previous projects where I'm a little transparent, you know, try to be, but I just, you know, this one, you know, I just went all in on a couple of the tracks, and I feel that's one of the things that really helped propel it. And because I know, you know, the scripture said we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony, and I know that we go through things not necessarily for us, but also to help other people. Because I know one of the tricks of the man, I'm going into preaching mode, but it's all good. I know one of the tricks of the enemy is he wants to isolate you and wants to make you think that you're the only one going through that, you know, but the scripture also says that it's common to man. So whatever you're going through, it's common. You ain't the only one going through it. It's somebody else going through it. So by me giving my testimony, whether it's through music or through interviews or whatever, that I know God's going to use that to help somebody else and bring them out of whatever they're going through. So that's pretty much what this EP is, man. That's pretty much my outlook and how I decided to go through this hit on topics that's going on in the country and also in my personal life. And, man, that's what it is, man.
Amen. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, man. When I found out that you and the wifey were having another child and everything, I was like, well, that's his career right there. You know, he gonna be too busy with the kids, you know, and trying to keep up with wifey and everything to be able to jump in the booth and get his stuff done and everything. So I was like, man, when you said that you were about to come out with another project, I was ecstatic. I was like, wow, okay, go ahead and do your thing, man. So definitely a salute
to you. For real, man. I told several people, man, before my son was born, man, I was like, man, I'm done, man. I think I'm retiring, bro. I ain't got nothing else to say. I don't feel. I really didn't like the way that the genre, quote unquote, genre was going. And I was like, you know what, man, I got older. I got a family I need to support, man. So I did retire. And I focused on my family, making sure my family was straight, making sure my household was straight. With our first priority as men anyway, as our household and our family, because we the head of the house. So when my son was born, I believe it was my wife had a dream one day, and she pretty much told me, when you going to get back to music? It's time for you to start getting back to music. I'm like, no, I really ain't got nothing to say. Really ain't nothing I want to do. And then my pastor prophesied the same thing to me at church one time. He was like, yeah, you need to get back to writing and start writing, and your season is coming back around, and you need to keep rapping, keep doing your music. So I was like, all right, cool. So I listened to a few people that inspired me, and I started back writing again. And it just so happened, normally I do have another job that I work to support my family, and normally we get like two breaks a year, one in the summer and one around Christmas time, and I would use those times to actually write and record. And it just so happened that last year, when me and my family got hit with COVID, I ended up in the hospital for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And honestly, I really ain't had nothing to do. I was in the hospital, getting full of that word, watching sermons on YouTube, like I said, on one of my songs, and reading and praying and all that stuff while in the hospital. So I had some beats sitting in my inbox. I'm like, man, let me check these beats out and let me write, man. The Holy Spirit just started moving. I just started writing, man, and pretty much one or two of the songs was already pretty much written. I just fine-tuned them. One of them was already recorded. I just fine-tuned them, and I wrote the rest of the EP, the entire EP, while I was in the hospital. And I also wrote a couple more songs. I also write like praise and worship songs, contemporary praise and worship, up-tempo, as well as the regular praise and worship songs, that everybody knows. So I pretty much just did a lot of writing, and I used that downtime just to write. And this project was pretty much birthed out of that, man.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. So one thing I want to touch on, what you just got through talking about, and I think that was really something great that you touched on, is that you kind of lost interest in the direction that CHH and stuff was going. And I'm starting to hear that a little bit. I'm starting to hear that a lot. Actually, I agree with you, and I agree with a lot of other people, because I even started feeling that way myself, being behind the microphone doing radio and everything. But let the folks know, from when you first, came into CHH and really started doing music to now, what are some of the things that you've seen change that you kind of had to make yourself say, okay, that's them, that doesn't mean I have to go in that direction?
Well, when I first came in, man, I came in pretty much a lot of the inception of Christian hip-hop and gospel rap. I did my first one when I was 12 years old, and I started doing things in my church and in the city, so much to the point to where other freshly saved young men off the streets would hear me rapping and want to connect with me, because their thing was, I heard, I don't know how many times, I heard several times, man, I just got saved, man, and I ain't know no gospel rappers, man, so I said I was going to be the first one, but I'm glad I found you, man. I can connect with you, man, we can do this thing. I don't know how many times I've heard that, but at the time when they were telling me that, then I would turn them on to other people like the Gospel Gangsters and the T-Bones and the Lil Rascals and the New Wines and the Antoniuses and the Corey Red and Precises, because I go all the way back to the Stephen Wiley days. Stephen Wiley is heralded as the godfather of Christian rap, of gospel rap. He's one of the more mainstream artists of his time, and he was my youth pastor for a while here in Shreveport. He was a youth pastor at Crenshaw. He was a youth pastor at Crenshaw Christian Center. RP Dr. Freddie Casey Price, who just passed. He was youth pastor out there for several years, and my father had connections to their ministry. And when we were coming up, he was like, hey, we want you to come over and be our youth pastor. And he came over, and I learned so much from him to this day. He's still one of my mentors that I listen to, that I talk to maybe once or twice a month. I'll give him a call, check on him, see how he's doing, and talk to him. But I go all the way back to him and the A1 Swifts and the ETW. So I was in the beginning stages of it, and I feel I'm a product of that. So fast forward into today, it's a lot different than what it was back then. Back then they were just upfront in your face with the message like, hey, we coming in the name of Jesus, we doing this, we doing that in the name of Jesus, and we coming in like that. Nowadays, it's more of a subtle approach. It's not as much in your face. It's much now. Okay, let me take that back. Not everybody. There are some artists that are still like that. My brother Rob Redeem, C. Micah, K. Drama, and some more artists and stuff like that. There are some that are still like that, but there are others that have a more subtle approach. Not saying that their approach is wrong. In my opinion, I feel we need all aspects of it. I feel we need people that are going to do it that way, and I feel we need people in the mainstream market that can be cunning and skillful with their approach, as long as they don't lose focus on what they're doing it for, on the message. And so by the time the genre switched, I kind of lost interest in, CHH, pretty much hip-hop, rap as a whole, because the entire industry started going that way. So, Christian hip-hop, just being blunt, from the beginning of the inception, it kind of mirrored whatever the secular genre is going to be in order to reach the youth, because the youth listening to the Migos and the Boosies and the whoever. So in order to get their attention, a lot of people feel, okay, I got to sound like them to get their attention too, which is cool. If that's you, do that. And there's some people that are actually from those areas, like my brother 1K Few. He's from the east side of Atlanta. So, of course, he's going to have that sound from the east side of Atlanta, because that's what he's the product of, and that's where he's going to come from. Just like me from Louisiana, I have some songs where I sound like Louisiana, but I try and switch it up a little bit to where it can be universal and generalized over across the country. So not necessarily, like I said, not necessarily that I lost interest in CHH, but just hip-hop as a whole, because the mumble rap and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, man, I ain't feeling that. I really ain't listening to it. So like I said, it's not really a knock on CHH. But then I came around and started listening to a few more artists that really struck my interest and got me back involved, like my man Maymane. My boy Maymane is from Monroe, which is about an hour and a half away from me. He's come to my church and done a couple concerts with me. I've talked to him, and that man moved to Atlanta, and he's blowing up right now. He's on that last Reach project that he did with a song called Stick. He's on that song. He's done a song with Cannon. He's done songs with 1K Few. He's done shows with him. So y'all look out for Maymane. He's blowing up right now. So artists like that still, it spark my interest, But for the genre as a whole nowadays, I think a lot of people are used to that old school gospel rap. But nowadays, that new school, like I say, it's kind of turned a lot of people off. But at the same time, I feel what they're doing and why they're doing it, the majority of them, and I'm cool with it.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome, man. There's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of things in all the genres of music that you can actually say, something about that changed from, when a lot of people back in the day, say even 10 years, to now that it's changed around. But I feel you on that mumble rap stuff, though, man. It's, I try to listen to some of it, but it's just like, really, dude? Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna dog y'all because, hey, the youngsters, that's your thing. That's how you're expressing yourself. So I'm not gonna dog it or whatever. But it's just not for us old heads, I guess you can say. You can say that. So definitely. So what track on the EP you saying that you're probably getting the most love, that people that are embracing the most off of right now?
Man, honestly, I've been getting the most. I've been getting quite a few feedback from a lot of it. Of course, people are liking "Thank You." "Thank You" has been played on several stations across the country. That was the first single that I got the video with, featuring my dudes, my little brothers, Young Switch and MQ. I got "Work." "Work" is getting played everywhere, even in some secular venues. It's being played as well. I think the one that actually shocked me, a lot of people that have heard it told me they like "Love," actually. And "Love," on one song, I normally try and do one song, at least one song on each one of my albums that I pretty much dedicate to my wife, and that I talk about love, something that married couples and spouses, can ride around and listen to, and just vibe to. And that's what love is. I did a little singing on that, and I had people tell me, "Man, I didn't know you could sing," or "Man, that was a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting nothing like that from you. That was hot," And like I've been telling people, it almost didn't make the EP. I really wasn't confident about it. I was like, man, I ain't going to put this on there. I really ain't feeling it. It really ain't covered out like I wanted it to. I actually wrote the song, so I did want to show my versatility as far as a writer, instead of just a rapper, but as a writer. So I did write that entire song. And I'm like, man, my boy mixed it for me. He mixed it great. Shout out to Yoshi. And I threw it on there, and the response has been pleasantly surprised, man. People have been digging that one and liking that one. So, that's what it is.
I was actually very surprised too, man. I'm gonna tell you the truth. When I first listened to the EP and I heard "Love," I was like, this dude trying to be Outkast, jump up in here singing when they first started trying to switch it up and sing a little bit. But then I listened to it. I was like, okay, yeah, I feel you. My brother switching it up, doing what he got to do for the ladies and for his wife. And that's the thing that I think a lot of artists, and they may not really think about it because a lot of Christian artists may not think about it in a business sense. But if you're making music and you're attracting what? You got to attract your audience. Your number one audience 9 times out of 10 with music is women. I mean, women are going to go buy it. If you really hit that nerve that they love that music or they love a particular song, they're going to run it to death. And they are going to play it, and they're going to buy it, and they're going to tell their friends about it. So that's the one thing that I can say about you over the years. Not only are you an artist, but you do have that mindset. You do have that business mindset also that okay, I may have made the song, directing towards my wife, but I think a little bit behind your mind a little bit, you were also saying, oh, this is going to be a hot joint because if it's accepted within the women, it's going to blow up.
True that, man. I learned that early on, man. I heard LL Cool J talk about that. I've heard Steve Harvey talk about that, and they say stuff like, man, you making songs for your homeboys, man, but the ladies the one that's really the consumers. They the one going out buying everything. So wherever that's what the fella's gonna follow, So of course, that was in the back of my mind too, of course. So it did what it's supposed to do, man. It's doing it.
Exactly, and salute to you on that. Now, most people, when they're doing an EP, they'll go ahead and do an EP, and that transitions them into their next project, into an album or something. So is that the same for you with this EP? Are you working on an album to be released sometime this year, or are you just going to marinate on the EP a little bit?
I'm marinating on this EP a little bit, and I honestly think I'm probably going to do another EP because, that's pretty much the way that the game is going right now. It ain't too many full-length albums dropping off because of, one, the cost of everything, the cost of production, the cost of studio time, and the cost of mix and master is not offset nowadays with the revenue coming back from the sales because, the game changed to streaming now. People really ain't buying CDs like they used to. I appreciate all of my supporters that have purchased physical copies of this CD from me. want autograph signed copies for the nostalgia's sake or for whatever. I really appreciate that. But pretty much everybody's streaming now. I remember my dude B. Slade used to go by the name of Tone. He dropped what was the name of his project? Applebox 2 and Applebox 3. He released both of those. Everybody had been waiting on him to release Part 2 and Part 3. He put them on Bandcamp because on Bandcamp you have to purchase the actual projects to stream them, to listen to them. He didn't put them on Apple Music. He didn't put them on Spotify because his thought was, hey, I spent money to get this stuff made, so why would I put it out there just when people just don't stream it and listen to it for free? So that's the way the album, the industry is going right now. It ain't too many people putting out albums unless they pretty much established artists and everybody know them. You know, the majority of the people putting out either singles or EP, and then the length of the songs have changed dramatically too. You know, from back in the day. You know, I ain't finna date us, Orlando. You know, already called us old, but back in the day with the Earth, Wind, and Fires and them guys having like 8-9 minute songs.
Man, come on.
Musical intro. You know, nowadays songs averaging 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes, if that. You know, so I'm probably just gonna do another EP, and if an album comes out of it, it'll come out of it. But I'll probably do another EP for later on possibly the end of this year, maybe, or first of next year. We'll see.
Now, that was something that I was going to ask you about, so I'm glad that you did touch on that, is the length of the records now, the length of the singles and the songs, because I was within a group, and the guy was talking about that, and they were saying, man, what's going on with these 2.5-minute songs and stuff going on? And one thing that I did read, the Grammys, they were talking about that a lot of artists are going towards shortening the length of songs because of the attention span of the consumer. The people, you know, they want to get in and get out and listen to it and hear it. But that goes back to when back in the day when people had to sit in their demos and A&Rs and the executives would actually listen to maybe, 5-10 seconds or maybe a minute of the song to the first hook, and then they're done. So now, if you're listening to that, you're almost listening to the whole song now. I mean, so what do you think about that?
Honestly, in some aspects, it's okay, but I think you can capture the musicality of it, but I like the longer songs to where you can build and create and you can hear everything and all that. I read that same. I think I read the same article you did, or either heard the same thing about the attention span. You know, that's why you got a lot of mumble raps popping off, and a lot of songs are shorter and everything because of the attention span of the people. You know, don't really want to hear 3 verses to a song no more, 4 verses to a song. They want you to get in there, hit it, and quit it. Give me a tight hook that I can repeat to, and you can put a couple of words in the verse. But a lot of people pretty much just catching on to the hooks and riding with the hooks now and everything. It's cool for what it is. You know, it's cool. I ain't got no problem with it. But I'm still a fan of letting the song breathe and let it build and give me the musicality of it, the instrumentation. That's the word I'm looking for. The instrumentation and tell a story with it and all that. You know, so. Yeah,
right. And that's the thing that trips me out, because it's like, okay, if you say that it's because of the attention span, then one thing that I think of is that so if the attention span of the listener has become shorter, does that mean we're having less lyricists within the game because you're not keeping their attention to want to hear what you're saying?
I think so, because, I mean, people pretty much just putting out anything now, you know. You got songs about dudes walking to the store. What I see when I'm walking to the store, I see a tree over here and the leaves over down, you know. So, I mean, people just putting out anything, calling it art, calling it music, you know. So, I mean, I think it does. But on the flip side, you still got people like the Toby Nwigwe's, like the J. Cole's, like the P.J. Mortons, you know, and guys that are still putting out music to where it's like, okay, forget the norm what's going on. I'm gonna keep the musicality of it and keep the inception or the quality of my music, so for what it's supposed to be or what it used to be, as opposed to what's going on over there. So kudos to those guys, and that's why I try to do the same thing. Now I try and keep it genuine and not necessarily trendy. I might do 1 or 2 songs that are trendy just to get, you know, different listeners' attention and everything. But other than that, I'm gonna keep, you know, doing what I do, you know, because I can't follow the next man. People know Kells for what Kells do, and not for what Kells, who I attempt to sound like. Man, you got to be genuine, man. We got too many clones and too many copycats in the industry now, man. We need more genuine people that's gonna do what they're supposed to do, what they should be doing, and not trying to follow what everybody else is doing, trying to get on.
Exactly. So, man, I do appreciate your time, man. As always, I love you, brother. I want you to let the folks know out there how they can support you, how they can get your album. If there's an artist listening to this interview, how they can get in contact with you if they want to collab or anything.
Man, I love you too, man. Definitely appreciate you for life, man. Hit me up, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at J.Kells318, even on YouTube, J.Kells, J.Kells 318. My music on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, title is J.Kells. So it's another J.Kells out there. I don't know who he is, so there's a good plan. I only got like 3-4 projects streaming right now. I got the Backlash EP, I got the Catch the Spirit single, I have the Thank You and the Work single, and then I have the Full Weight EP out right now. So those are the only ones that's my stuff. So that's a disclaimer right there. Y'all see the other J.Kells out there. That ain't me. But, yeah, hit me up, message me, inbox me, message me on Facebook, Messenger, Instagram Messenger, and all that stuff. I'm definitely open to collab with everybody. Just hit me up. Always looking for new producers. So if you got beats or whatever, man, send me the beats, man. Let's work, all that stuff. If you need me to write for you, if you need a ghostwriter, need somebody to write a hook for you or a song or whatever, hit me up, man. I do that too. You know, I do it all. So except produce. I'm still working on the producing tip, but, yeah, I do everything else. So just hit me up. Let me know. Let's work. Definitely appreciate you to Orlando, man. Whenever you want me back, just all you got to do, you know, just message me and we'll work it out and I'll be here. And y'all go get that weight, man. Go check out that weight.
Yeah.
J.Kells Weight, WEIGHT is everywhere. Go check it out.
Yes. Make sure y'all go get it. It's out on all major digital outlets, and make sure you hit him up and purchase you a copy, man. Go ahead and get you a solid copy that you can hold in your hand, man. So go ahead and get personal with that thing. So go ahead.
I got merch too, man. The Blessings Flowing Like Water line. I got T-shirts, I got hoodies, I got hats, I got socks, I got face masks, everything, man. Hit me up on Facebook. That one is BSFLW, which stands for Blessings Flowing Like Water. You can go on Facebook, check that out. Put up the Instagram page real soon. But, yeah, if you just hit me up at J.Kells318, I can direct you to that as well. And you can get some authentic J.Kells merch as well. Got more clothing line stuff coming up in the near future also.
All right. Make sure you hit me up with that link so I can post it on our blog and everything and let people know about it.
Sure, will.
But ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for another episode of Breaking News RYC Praise News with your man Orlando Page. And we were sitting down with my brother J.Kells. Make sure y'all go out and get that album Wait. Make sure you support. Also, support my sister, Amanda Haley. She has her own show, which is called The Devout Jamcast. She's been doing it for 5 years now, and she's been DJing for 7 years. So make sure y'all go out there and check out artists. Send your music to Amanda Haley. Check her out. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. That's The Devout Jamcast, and she goes by Iceberg 365. So make sure you check her show out. All right? Also, check out DJC Print and Design. They can print anything up for you. They can design anything up for you. Man, I saw on Facebook the other day, they were talking about printing up boxing shorts. I was like, come on now. What? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I need to get me some RYC boxing shorts, man. Make sure, fellas, I'm not even going to say that because somebody will take it the wrong way. But anyway, get your boxing shorts, man. Get your logo and stuff on your boxing shorts. Hey, Valentine's Day just passed, so you could have got some hearts all over your boxing shorts for your lady and everything. So, next time. But make sure y'all hit us, DJC Print and Design. They're on Facebook. They're on Instagram. I believe they're on Twitter as well. Hit them up for any of your printing needs. Man, so until next time, man, y'all be peaceful. Oh, yeah, I cannot forget to say this. J.Kells, make sure you let your wifey, you make sure you let your family know I said thank you very much for allowing me to have a part of your time away from them to do this interview. All right?
Oh, most definitely will do.
All right. So, like I said, y'all have a peaceful one. Check out the station, bit.ly/RYC Praise News 24/7. Hey, let's do it, man. We're taking gospel to a whole nother level. All right. Peace and good night.